Hey guys, this is Superman Tiffany Henyard, the people's me.
The most corrupt mayor, Tiffany Henyard, has now fled the country after stealing millions of taxpayer money.
A packed community meeting Thursday night, outburst after outburst.
Things are getting intense in Dalton, Illinois. Tiffany Henyard, who's been labeled as America's worst mayor, has reportedly pulled the vanishing act right after the FBI showed up at her door with subpoenas and launched a full-blown criminal investigation. Yeah, this is the same super mayor who's been strutting around like she's untouchable. If your YouTube feed is flooded with videos about Tiffany, you're not alone. People are seriously wondering why she's so hated and how she's managed to cling to her position despite all the shady stuff she's been accused of. I mean, if she's really that bad, why hasn't she been booted out of office yet? Here's the scoop. Tiffany isn't just Dalton's mayor. She's also the Thornton Township supervisor, and she's been hit with a laundry list of allegations. We're talking about misusing taxpayer money for her personal luxuries like jet-setting around and hiring a small army of personal security guards. Oh, and she's also accused of using public funds to pay her personal stylist.
What we're not going to do is we're not going to be homeless behind her raising our taxes.
And you said that you have good business skills, then you should take a look at the budget again.
You are a public servant. You serve us.
But wait, it gets even crazier. This isn't just about a few bad decisions. Tiffany's behavior is downright unhinged. She keeps doubling down on her antics and refuses to take responsibility for any of it. And now, the plot thickens because word on the street is that Tiffany has gone MIA. This whole situation is a hot mess, and trust me, you're going to want to grab some popcorn for this one. I'm about to spill all the tea on the jaw-dropping allegations against Tiffany Henyard, so stay tuned because this story is about to get even more insane.
Shame to y'all self, y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of y'allself.
Tiffany Aisha Henyard, dubbed America's worst mayor, is a Democratic politician who's been at the helm as mayor of Dalton, Illinois since 2021, and she added Thornton Township supervisor to her resume in 2022. But Tiffany's time in power has been nothing short of chaotic. Her name has been splashed across headlines, and not for good reasons. Think financial mismanagement, corruption, fraud, and a whole lot of shady dealings. Over the past year, Tiffany's been locked in major clashes with most of the village's board of trustees, and trust me, it's been a complete disaster. The buzz about Tiffany being a total menace started way back in August 2019 when CBS 2 Chicago exposed serious issues at a property she owned and was collecting Section 8 housing subsidies for. We're talking severe mold, water leakage, and some seriously nasty conditions.
It started over here in the corner, and that's where it started, and then it just spread.
Jacqueline Smith says she's battling mold in many places, a result of unrepaired leaks in her Dalton rental home.
It leaked in the corner where the roof of the ceiling is damaged, and then it leaked going into my kitchen, and the window sill leaked in my daughter's.
These are some pictures of what she says is rain dripping from her daughter's bedroom window. She says mold also grew on her daughter's shoes and is all over the side of the house, which is owned by Dalton trustee.
My first name is
Tiffany Henyard.
Frustrating, irritating. I just don't feel that I should be living like that.
By November 2019, things had gotten so bad that the property was declared uninhabitable, forcing the tenant to pack up and leave. But here's the kicker. Tiffany allegedly kept cashing those Section 8 checks as if nothing had happened. The tenant called her out for not lifting a finger to fix the mold problem. And once the media caught wind of it, people started digging into the sketchy inspection history of her property. Fast forward to October 2020, and Tiffany decided to run for mayor. She came out swinging, criticizing incumbent Mayor Riley Rogers and his time in office. In a dramatic twist, Tiffany knocked out Rogers in a four-way primary to win the Democratic nomination. By the time the April general election rolled around, she crushed it, winning about 82% of the vote against independent candidate Ronnie Burge.
Can't help but to pause and appreciate the historic significance of this appointment. I take great pride in being an African American on this.
Tiffany brought along her so-called dream team, which included candidates for trustee and village clerk positions. Two of her trusty picks, Kiana Belcher and Jason House, along with village clerk Allison Key, made it into office. But the honeymoon didn't last long. The friendship soared quickly, and soon enough, those same folks were teaming up with most of the village board to take legal action against Tiffany. In fact, within just 6 months of Tiffany's tenure as mayor, the trustees were already throwing shade her way. They called her out for how she was spending municipal funds and running a shady, low-transparency operation. By April 2022, things got so messy that the village board actually sued Tiffany, accusing her of having serious conflicts of interest. But Tiffany wasn't about to go down without a fight. She fired back, accusing certain trustees of stirring up trouble, even going so far as to lock them out of their offices and
Cassandra Elston has been the assessor here in Thornton Township for the past 10 years, an elected position that helps residents deal with exemptions and property tax appeals. But when she arrived at work this morning, something strange happened. This was your office?
Yes.
What happened when you tried to open it?
That's what.
Not only had Elston been locked out of her own office, but boxes of sensitive documents that she kept in her office were spread around the common area. This was under lock and key before.
This was under lock and key.
And now it's just out in the open?
Now it's just out in the open. So it has the taxpayer's name, address.
So who did this to you?
Well, I imagine this new supervisor, Tiffany Henyard.
The trustees weren't having it, though. They started holding their own meetings without her and officially censured Tiffany.
Now we paid the bills for the general fund. Is there a second? It's been motion and second. Call the roll.
Trustee Jones?
Nope. Radio silence after Henyard attempts to get general fund bills paid. Here's why the trustees didn't go along with it.
You guys still don't want to move forward with paying any of the bills in the general fund? That is my question.
Is there a day with the previous week that we could pick, that we could set to review the bills?
Trustee, y'all already have the bills. Do you want to pay the bills on the general fund?
What the public needs to know.
They already know. Stop.
They don't need to know.
Our meeting is on Tuesday.
So that's a no then.
We're here. We're here. We had time to review it. My question is, are you paying the bills?
To review invoices.
Point of order. Is there a motion on the floor to pay the general fund?
But that's just the tip of the iceberg. People in the village, residents, employees, and business owners alike, started coming forward with accusations that Tiffany was using her power to go after anyone who dared to oppose her. There are claims that she had the village police harass businesses that didn't support her and even tried to pressure business owners into making campaign contributions. On top of that, she's been accused of firing several village employees purely for political reasons. Then in March 2024, things took a dark turn when NBC Chicago publicized files obtained through a Freedom of Information request, revealing that the Illinois Department of Human Rights was investigating a serious case involving Tiffany, the village of Dalton, and Thornton Township. According to the reports, Tiffany's former assistant alleged that she was sexually assaulted by village trustee Andrew Holmes during a trip to Las Vegas. To make matters worse, the assistant claimed she was retaliated against by Tiffany herself.
Last night in Vegas, when we clock out, is anybody hitting the strip with me? You know, it's my birthday. And everybody said no, or they had something else to do but Andrew. Miles did say that if he's done doing whatever he's doing, you know, he'll catch up to me. Okay, so fine, but I at least knew I got a man with me, I'm gonna make it home. I ain't even gotta worry about try to go on the strip by myself. I legitimately thought that, you know, I was gonna make it home. Until my last interview was me waking up in his room. He's been telling me they're so proud of me. And at first I never understood what they could be proud of, because I just felt like I was just doing what's right because it happened to me. But then coming out and the news putting out my report, and hearing that it might be possibly other victims, that broke me even more. But it was like, that's why they proud of you, because you let them women feel like I can say something and somebody's gonna stand with me because I was done wrong.
Of course, Tiffany fired back, calling the allegations completely false and blaming disgruntled employees for stirring the pot. Meanwhile, the drama surrounding her just kept piling up. She faced more accusations of spending village funds without getting approval from the Board of Trustees. Tensions escalated in council meetings, with trustees and Tiffany clashing over the village's spending habits.
Trust this woman as she stood on a stack of Bibles and had her tongue notarized. Not a damn thing she says comes out her mouth.
Then in January 2024, City Trustee Brittany Norwood raised the alarm, warning that Dalton was on the brink of bankruptcy due to Tiffany's reckless spending, pointing out that the village was drowning in $7 million of debt. According to a Fox 32 Chicago investigative report, Tiffany had been using taxpayer money to assemble her own personal police security detail, costing Dalton residents hundreds of thousands of dollars annually. By February, the Village Board of Trustees had had enough. In a 4-2 vote, they overrode Tiffany's veto of their budget for the 2024-25 fiscal year, which included major budget cuts. Tiffany was fuming, claiming these cuts would drive Dalton straight into bankruptcy. And if that wasn't bad enough, the village received a warning that 13 police department vehicles were at risk of repossession. Tiffany once again tried to pin the blame on the trustees, saying they refused to approve payments for the vehicles. But believe me, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We need a whole documentary to cover all the wild allegations swirling around Tiffany. It seems her time might be up though, because karma is finally catching up with her. The FBI is officially on her trail and has launched a criminal investigation. Federal agents have hit the so-called super mayor with not one, but 2 subpoenas demanding a mountain of business records and financial reports. According to Fox 32 Chicago, the first subpoena concerns Tiffany's private dealings, while the second one focuses on the township. But here's the kicker: nobody knows where Tiffany is. It looks like she's vanished just as the heat is really turning up. So, where is Tiffany? On August 14th, just one day after a bombshell report revealed that South Suburban Dalton is over $3.5 million in debt, Mayor Tiffany Henyard suddenly disappeared. She's now dodging requests for comment, hasn't shown up at Dalton Village Hall in recent weeks, and her office has been radio silent despite multiple interview requests. Village employees are keeping quiet too, only saying she wasn't in the office, leaving everyone guessing when, or if, she'll be back. Meanwhile, people on social media are trying to figure out how on earth Tiffany is still officially a mayor despite all these crazy allegations. One person remarked, "This is truly a made in America brand of insanity." The people of Dalton did vote to recall her a year after she was elected, but for whatever reason, a judge threw it out because Illinois doesn't have enough recall laws. That part is even more insane. This story kind of reminds me of Tiger King and Joe Exotic. Someone else added, "If this woman doesn't end up in prison, the justice system should be destroyed." But what's your take on the self-proclaimed super mayor Tiffany Henyard? How do you think someone this incompetent even made it into office? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check out the next video.